This is Mindfulness with Richard. I'm Richard Clarke. Welcome. This series focuses on mindfulness meditation. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. Now, today I'm going to talk about control of the senses. I've been talking about the ancient Indian teaching Sadhana Chatushtaya, the four means, or the four requisites for realization. I've covered the first two, discrimination and detachment, and now I'm working on the third of these means, called the six virtues, or the six jewels. These are means to take us to the wholeness that we seek. This is the basic reason we meditate. We may not have thought of it in this way, though. These six jewels are six qualities or attitudes that are essential for a person to attain peace, happiness, and ultimate liberation. Last week, I talked about Sama, tranquility. This week, it is Dama, control of the senses. Dama is about self-control or self-restraint. Dama refers to the practice of controlling one's senses and desires in order to cultivate inner peace and spiritual growth. It's about mastering the ego rather than allowing it to control us. Dhamma involves controlling our thoughts and words and actions to align them with our highest values and spiritual goals. Controlling is not stopping them, it's a matter of redirecting them. We do this by being mindful of what we consume through our senses, what we put into our senses. We choose what brings us peace. And avoiding harmful or destructive behaviors and being mindful of the impact that our actions have on others. The goal of Dhamma is to develop inner peace and purify the mind so that we can connect more deeply with ourselves. In the practice of Dhamma, you learn to cultivate discipline and to be mindful of your habits so that you can live a life in alignment with your spiritual values and goals. This includes not only physical restraint, but also mental and emotional restraint. In this way, Dhamma is an important aspect of Sadhana Chatushtaya, the four means, and it's a crucial step in your meditation practice. It also is something that you can focus on and do, and it's something that you can actually cultivate and gain inner peace from that cultivation. One aspect of Dhamma is the control of material desires and attachments. Again, it's not control as in stopping, but control as in redirecting. Attachments to material possessions and wealth can be a major obstacle in spiritual growth and inner peace. So Dhamma involves letting go of material desires and attachments and instead focusing on developing a deep connection to your higher self. At the heart of Dhamma is learning that the real source of happiness is within. One way to practice Dhamma is through the control of sense organs. This involves control over what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. By avoiding sensory stimuli that lead to negative thoughts or actions, we can maintain a peaceful and stable mind. This is making choices about what you put into your awareness. This is making choices for what brings you peace. The most important way, though, to practice Dhamma is through control of one's thoughts and emotions. You cannot really control your thoughts, so this involves becoming aware of negative thoughts and emotions, and instead focusing on what brings you peace and well-being. It also means becoming aware of your reactions to events and circumstances, and learning to respond in a calm and controlled manner, rather than becoming reactive or emotional. Dhamma is an essential element of Sadhana Chatushtaya and in your meditation practice. It is a crucial step in spiritual growth and towards enlightenment. By reducing the power of the ego and developing self-control and self-restraint, we can cultivate inner peace, purify the mind, improve our meditation, and deepen our connection to ourself. To develop Dhamma, follow these steps. The first, of course, is to practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings and be aware of your senses. This will help you recognize when you're indulging in sense pleasures and give you the opportunity to make a conscious choice to resist it, to choose what brings you peace instead. Practice moderation. Limit your consumptions of things that stimulate your senses, such as food, entertainment, or sensory input. Is your happiness from food or sensory inputs? Or does happiness really come from within yourself? Develop self-discipline. Practice saying no to temptations and distractions, and train yourself to focus on your goals and aspirations. Discover your power to say no and to direct your life. You can say no since you are discovering that whatever it is not needed for your happiness and well-being. And engage in spiritual practices. Regular spiritual practices like meditation, journaling, or just quiet reflection help you cultivate a sense of detachment and becoming just a witness to the world. This reduces your attachment to sense pleasures and desires for more things. You think you may need these things to make you happy, but you learn you don't. The greatest happiness comes from within. By following this path, you gradually develop Dhamma as a foundation for spiritual growth and self-realization. I think Dhamma is one of the powerful ingredients of spiritual practice. And it's one of the ways that you can focus your practice for long-term inner growth. So, how was your meditation last week? Then, Doug, you came first, so I asked you first all the time.
Well, I don't. It was good. Had good meditations. I've been reading that the Ramana book. How am I? Who am I?
Uh-huh.
And meditating on that. He said, doubt is just another thought.
Uh-huh.
Which
That's right.
Which I found really helpful, since sometimes I have doubts. I think,
right.
God, I'll never get very deep.
Right. I understand that doubt. I've been doing this for decades and feel like maybe I've made a little headway, but the great depth still eludes me. So anyway, I'm understanding that doubt is just another idea. And when your mind is quiet, you don't even have that idea.
Right.
So it's a great thing to discover. Now, how about you, Barley? How's your meditation been?
I had a really interesting session watching Thich Nhat Hanh explain breathing. How you breathe in, and very big. But for some reason, I was so tuned into it. So it was just a really good feeling all around. And it wasn't really meditating, but it felt spiritual.
Right. Well, again, there are lots of ways to meditate, and meditating is the heart of meditating is just paying attention.
Okay.
And paying attention to yourself and, how you're responding to different stimuli inside and outside. And a lot of that is what we're talking about with this self-control, is after you learn and observe how different things are for you, one of the things that naturally happens is you start making different choices. So you can listen to Thich Nhat Hanh and be peaceful and happy.
Mm-hmm.
Good. How about you, Richard?
Well, just having the eye hang out in the heart and noticing when there's hooks to get out of there, and just trying to come back and come back and come back.
You're starting to see some of the things that pull you out?
Yeah. Yep. And it's they're all important things.
But Nomi said what pulls us out are our own tendencies.
Right.
And he spent significant effort going after those directly.
Yeah, well, that's what Ramana says. As soon as you see that pop up, just eliminate it right when it pops up. Yeah.
And again, there are two parts of that. One part of that is just the noticing. Oh, here my mind is wandered and risen up again. And just that noticing can pull you back into the deep space. The other part that Nomi talked was then investigating that thought that pulled you out, because at the core of the thought is some misidentification, some way where you've identified yourself with something that you're not. And coupled with that misidentification is something that you think is going to make you happy. And we all want happiness. So, thinking that stuff pulls you out of your own peace.
Right, right.
And we know where happiness actually comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you know that, that gives you the greatest power to quiet your mind, because you don't need to reach out for all that stuff.
That's right. That's right. It's all in there.
Right. Anyway, wonderful. How about you, Carol?
Nothing to report, really. We have been meditating. I think we meditated every day this week, and just hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Do you ever find yourself meditating or something like that? Getting in that same calm, peaceful, observant state of mind at times outside your meditation times?
Yes, for brief periods. It's especially trying to go to sleep. That really helps. And I know Barley has said that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good time. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Anyway, very good. And, just, Carol, notice to yourself that, you find value in meditating at times besides our times of sitting meditation, that it's something that becomes natural to you at other times in your life.
Yes, I actually do think about it during the day. Don't always do it, but I think about it.
Okay. Well, we all know the value of thinking about meditating. That's right. It's almost as good as meditating. Anyway, and now, speaking of meditation, let us have some for ourselves. Mindfulness is present moment awareness, paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, fully receive whatever is experienced, then let it go. Relax. Look for joy in this moment. Let experiences and thoughts come. Let them be. Let them go. Feel your breath as it goes in and out. All right. And now we have a short video controlling sense organs. And this is by a Swami at the Chinmaya Mission in Kolkata.
Sense organs need not be controlled. Swamiji, you are the only modern Swami who has told me that sense organs need not be controlled. I am honestly telling you, sense organs need not be controlled. Swamiji, such a guru I was waiting. That is because you have not understood what I am talking. Sense organs need not be controlled. Why? God has created it well controlled. When I am looking at you, do you mean to say my eyeballs are coming and crawling over you? My eyes are well controlled. It is in the eye socket. Isn't it? Sense organs are well controlled. What is not controlled is our mind leaks out through the sense organs. As I am a seeker. Before I was not, but I became a seeker. As a spiritual seeker with my guru, and the guru said that control the Vishayas, the sense objects are dangerous, you should not look at them. Okay, as I am going along the road, I see a beautiful girl coming, voluptuously dressed, exposing everything that can be exposed. The moment I saw it, I turned my eyes elsewhere. Why? Controlling the sense organs. It's good. And you started walking. All the time your mind is saying that she's coming, coming, she's come. Here she has crossed. Gone. Then you turn your face, isn't it? And you are thinking of, she's so beautiful, nice. I don't know, I should have looked at her, but then I never looked at her. I have missed it. This thought goes on. Even you are home, and when you are meditating, what are you meditating? It's not the eyes. Your mind runs out through the eyes. Therefore, what do you mean by controlling the sense organs? Turn your mind and attention to the higher. When you are playing cards, there may be a storm, there may be a rain, you don't know. At the end of it, you get up and say, there was a terrible rain here. Yes, there was a storm also. The lightning and thunder. You never heard it. Why? Your mind was only in clubs, spades, hearts, diamonds. In case you don't control the sense organs, meaning your mind is leaking out through the sense organs, searching for pleasures of the world outside. Even though you know the goal, you are practicing honestly, but all your practices become null and void because your mind is extrovert. So the sense organs must be controlled.
And now we will have our final meditation. And if you want, during this meditation, pay attention to the instance when your breath starts to turn. At the start of the breath, the in-breath, and the start of the out-breath. There's a small pause. Notice the pause in between the cycles of your breath. This is a device to help you concentrate. All right. And now we'll close with our chant. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace.
All right. Questions, discussion.
That Swami was the wild man.
Oh, I loved him. Yes.
It's kind of bizarre though, wanting to turn his head and not look at a woman that he met on the road.
Well, his guru told him he had to control his senses. And when you start doing it externally rather than internally.
It's ultimately the mind.
Yes, yes, absolutely. The mind is the problem. The eyeballs are innocent.
Well, how do you look at something and see its beauty, though? Can you do that?
Sure.
Okay.
My opinion and experience is, that is a good thing. And that's one of the things that comes from being in the moment. This looking at beauty and this deep response to the beauty is not a cognitive thing. It is deeper than that. And, letting you feel the joy and wonder of the moment, that's all good stuff.
It's like pure observing and not desiring.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Another term that they use for this is witnessing. If you're the witness, you just watch the movie go on without feeling like you're involved in the story.
Yes.
So he turns his head because it's a beautiful woman. What if it was a beautiful man? What if
Well,
Right?
what if it was a beautiful snake?
Or a beautiful dog. Again, I think it's the same
Would he turn his
thing,
head?
and the intent is not to have your sense impressions get you internally riled up.
Hmm.
And so I think having a powerful emotional reaction to a woman or a man or a dog or a flower could be the same kind of problem. But it still doesn't mean you can't enjoy them. It's just the mental attachment that is the problem. In the mindfulness, our instructions are to pay attention on purpose, fully receive what is there. That means if the flower makes you happy, or the woman makes you happy, or the man makes you happy, enjoy it, but then let it go. Carol went to a Vipassana course over 10 days where they were very strict. And after the course was over, she was riding home with a woman, and the woman wouldn't let herself look at flowers because she felt like she might enjoy them. And she missed the whole point of the class. Enjoying them isn't bad. Getting attached to the flower is where the trouble is.
I remember a Buddhist story about these two monks walking, and they come to a river, and there's a woman there. And one of the monks picks her up and takes her across the river. The other monk is witnessing. And then they keep walking, and several miles down, the one monk that did not lift the woman says, "How did you do that? We're not supposed to touch women or carry women." He says, "I just brought her across the river and let her go. You've been carrying her all these miles."
So that's what we're talking about. And it's not the eyes on the woman, it's the mind on the woman.
So a little lust is okay, but not too much lust. Gotta have a little lust. That's fun.
That's right. Having the lust and then letting it go.
Yeah, when it's done.
That's right. Experience it when it's there, and when it goes away, let go. Anyway, thank you all for joining together, and namaste, and we'll see you next week, and have good
Namaste.
meditation.
Bye.